Robert Whittaker on the MM Arcade podcast responds to the rumors that he's fighting Israel Adesanya at UFC 293. Rob is currently scheduled to fight Dricus du Plessis and says it's disrespectful to Dricus for people to be writing him off the way they are.
Let me clarify everything. So every headline out there has put a picture of Israel and myself at UFC 293 because that's what makes headlines, especially locally in Australia.
Correct.
Okay. But that is such disrespect to the threat level that Dricus brings to the fight. Okay, I understand the amount of danger he presents to me in getting the win, in just like furthering my career and bettering who I am in the octagon. He is a dude that everyone has already ruled out. He's a dude that has absolutely nothing to lose, and a man with nothing to lose is a scary individual. Okay. I understand this, and I'm treating it with the utmost respect and the gravity the fight deserves. I'm flogging myself day in and day out of the gym, preparing for a war, and expecting to take a war to him, expecting the war. I'm gonna live in that space. But I'm not planning past Dricus. Okay. The media is obviously pumping their headlines to get views and clicks. I'm not looking past Dricus. Dricus is too dangerous. I do, though, intend to back up straight away to September. I'm not planning for a fight. So that's not me planning, okay, I'll beat Dricus first and then fight Izzy. No, I'm not worried about that. My overreaching plan is just to fight Dricus and do my best. And then, God willing, back up and fight again in September, because that way I get 2 fights this year. Because I've had such a layoff, it would mean it would be good for me, a good Christmas. Especially for Australian articles, they want the clicks, and to get the clicks you put in the Australian icons, and that's what they did. I started getting messages saying, "You're running it back with Izzy, you running back." I was like, what do you mean? Why are we forgetting about the South African dude in the way?
Ben Askren believes Jon Jones had his chance to fight Francis Ngannou in the UFC. Ben believes Francis has the right to call himself the baddest man on the planet. On Daniel Cormier's YouTube channel, Ben said, "Why I thought, wow, this is really weird, almost hypocritical, is Jon chose to be inactive for 3 years. He chose not to fight. I don't care what Jon does, but he chose not to fight for 3 years. Francis is in the UFC pretty much the entirety of that 3 years, and we've seen other people go up weight classes. The style bender did it and lost to Jan Blachowicz and went back to 185. So we've seen other people do it. He had plenty of opportunity to fight Francis Ngannou. So now Francis Ngannou wants to say I'm the baddest man on the planet. I think he should be able to. Can Jon argue he is also? Sure. But Jon can't say you can't do it, because Jon didn't fight him for 3 years. On who he thinks would win, Ben continued, I would choose Jon. I think Jon likely is the best guy. So my point of contention is, Jon was inactive while Francis was in the UFC and the champion. Jon could have said, let's fight because I want to prove I am, without a shadow of a doubt, the baddest dude. And it didn't happen. Francis can still leave. They never fought. And if he wants to say it for a little while, he can say it. I'm not mad at him. Michael Chandler is interested in a fight with Colby Covington. Speaking to Brennan Schaub, Chandler said, I wouldn't be opposed to it. If it's a title shot, obviously, but it'd have to be the right matchup at 170. Colby would be a good fight. I would love that Colby fight. I love the idea of the Masvidal fight. I wish him well in retirement. I love that fight. Diaz, I'm sure Diaz will end up coming back and he'll fight at 170. There's some cool, big, fun fights out there. Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith on the Believe You Me podcast predict Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz. The two are set to fight at UFC 291 on July 29th. Both Bisping and Smith are favoring Jan Blachowicz.
Blachowicz, Alex Pereira. What do you think of that one at 205, Anthony?
I think Blachowicz wins that fight. And I think Israel Adesanya came out. I don't know if it was if he tweeted it or if he was on Instagram or what it was, or an interview, but he kind of said he thought Blachowicz would push him up against the fence, take him down, and kind of beat the out of him. He picked Blachowicz to win. I talk about this all the time. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but Jan Blachowicz is one of the best kick defenders in the game today. He wins a lot of fights against guys that kind of base their entire style around the kicking game. He does a really good job. He gets on top of you, that's a wrap probably if you're Alex Pereira.
I mean, look at them both. I mean, Izzy and Alex. Izzy and Alex. Izzy took him down. 2 rounds. If Izzy can take Alex down, then you got to think more than likely the logical reasoning would be that Blachowicz can take him down. You know what I mean? So more than likely, but you never know.
How do you think that power? How do you think that power from Alex translates to 205 in terms of a fight with Jan?
I think it'll still be there. I think it's still going to be a considerable factor. Of course, Jan Blachowicz hits hard as well. You know, the man's got good knockout power. But yeah, I still think, even though he's going up to 205, I still think he's going to be probably one of the hardest hitting guys. You know, I do think that. I think it'll still be a factor. I think his cardio will be better at 205. He hasn't got to do those weight cuts. He'll take a better shot, but that doesn't help his takedown defense, and that's his one glaring weakness, I would say.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do think that his power is going to translate. I don't know that it makes sense. I don't know that he'll be as special as far as the power goes at 205 as he is 185. Obviously, he's got plenty of power to knock anybody out, but I guess we'll see. I wonder if his body composition, like his body comp, will change much. I bet he looks very similar.
Probably not. Yeah. I think he'll look similar. I think he'll still look lean. You know what I mean? He just won't have to do quite as big a weight cut.
The MMA community is slightly concerned for Nate Diaz after training footage was released of him preparing for Jake Paul. Renato Moicano reposted the footage to his Twitter. He wrote, "That's not looking good. MMA is in danger." To read off some comments, "Nope, another carefully selected opponent. Nate getting KO'd would be more depressing than Ferguson getting KO'd. Nah man, bro has no balance. He'll lose obviously. Sad to say, but he's going night-night. And bro finna get KO'd." What do you guys think about the footage? Post your opinions in the comment section. And that's gonna wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to the back and forth between Jon Jones and Tyson Fury. The first one's from Z Whiskey. Says, "Dana going to give Jon Jones the boxing match that Francis wanted." The second one's from Son Goku. Says, "Tyson, I would leave the room alive." Also Tyson, "Hold on mate, I meant a boxing ring." And the final one's from Big Les. Says, "Tyson really switched up from a room with no rules to a boxing match." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.